Hey, look, a foot. Hey, look, an arm. Yay. What's going on, everybody? S.L.B coming at you with another video review, and this time we're taking a look at Transformers Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Dreadwind. And here he is in his packaging. Really nice clamshell packaging up there. Some nice artwork up front there, and there's the figure. On this side, you just have some artwork of Starscream in his combined form. On this side, you can see inside the figure, but you do have some raised up plastic here of all of the Prime Master symbols right here. On the back of the packaging, you just have your product shots here, and you do have one sentence: how will the Doombringer Decepticon Air Defense Specialist wield the power of the Primes? Well, it's like that. That's how he's going to do it. So there is that, and that is it for the packaging. Let's get him out of the packaging and see what he looks like in hand. So here we have Dreadwind out of the packaging, and really quickly let's go over what's included in the packaging. What's included is your obligatory instruction sheets. Hooray for instructions. I mean, yeah, I do keep these. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. There's that. You do also get his collector card here, which is that same artwork on the front here. And on the back it just says Amalgamous Dreadwind takes ominous airborne forms. Yeah. And I do like the collector cards, so if you don't want them, people, let me know. Comment section down below, email, all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, just let me know. I'll take them off your hands, people. So that is it for that. Also included in the packaging is his blaster here, which is nicely molded in that teal plastic here. Looks very good. I like it. And there is storage for this in vehicle mode. You do have multiple options here. You do have a hole up here, which is a very tight fit, but you can get it in there like that if you wish. Or if you don't like that, where they're supposed to go is there's holes underneath each wing here. You can see, and you just plug them in right there, and it's a very nice secure fit. Not too tight, not too loose, just right. Or if you want something, else, some other options is you do have holes on the side here, which will be his robot arms. It's a very tight fit. I do not recommend doing this because you can barely get it in, but there's that option if you wish. Or if you want, you can use the robot hands underneath. Just kind of plug that in there. I mean, there's that. Or if you want to go even further, there's a panel right here. Just plop that down, plug it in right there. Very tight as well. I do not recommend it, but it's there for an option if you have them like on a flight stand or something. Excuse me. Just coughed there for a second. But there's that option if you wish. So that's it for the gun mode. Also included in the packaging, you do get his little Power Master chest plate thingamabobber here. And I like the fact that this one matches the color scheme for the figure. Whereas, let's just bring in Swoops here. It was just straight black with this clear plastic, but this actually has the purple, the teal, and the gray, which I do like. And they're molded differently. I mean, you got some vents on this side here, whereas this one you have the spikes up here. And underneath is pretty much the same. So there's that. And there is storage for this in the vehicle mode. Now this is the way it's supposed to be. The port up top here, you just plug that in, bring it down, and there you go. And that is that for storage for this. And if you want, you can take this out here. And whereas, let me grab Swoops really quickly. There we go. Where Swoops is clear plastic, it's kind of hard to make out the molded detail here. On Dreadwinds here, you can make out the detail a lot better. You got some nice molded detail underneath there. For that, you just pop that up to the side. You take your little Power Master here, fold them up, and he just fits right in there snuggly, buggly, wuggly. Hooray for gimmicks. That's all it does. Just take that out. Plug this back in here. And then we'll take this off. And now we'll go over the vehicle mode. And going over the vehicle mode, I do like the vehicle mode. With the Combiner Wars, we were really strung out and overdid it with the airplane molds that they had for the Combiner Wars. But I think this is a nice remold of those figures. And just going over really quickly over the detail here, you got some, let's bring in our little spudger pointer here. Got some nice molded detail all throughout the top section here. Nice teal paint up there. A little bit of a mix-up right there. Get some red paint over here. Some molded detail all throughout. And on the plane here, let's bring it this way. Nice Decepticon logo tampographed in there. Some... Can you hear the dog barking? Some really nice silver paint throughout the area right here. And these fins on the back here, these ones are hard plastic. These ones up here are soft rubbery plastic. But you do have some nice silver paint in there as well. And looking on the side here, you got some molded detail. A little bit of molded detail throughout here. Not a lot. And underneath you can pretty much see just how it transforms. But I like the molded detail, the molded in missile pods on the side here. I think those look really nice. Those came out really nice and really clean. I like those. So that is it for that. No landing gear, which is kind of a bummer, but it's not really that big a deal. But for comparison, let's just bring in some. Here he is with a Power Master. Oh, and I forgot to mention that on the top of the plane here, you just have these pegs here. So you can take your Power Master and display your Power Masters on top there like that, if you want. But I forgot to mention that. So moving right along, there he is with the Power Master for comparison. And here he is with the Skullgrin Pretender Shell for another comparison. So there's that. And here he is with Combiner Wars Blast Off, the first rendition. I know we're getting a space shuttle with Power of the Primes, which I'm so excited for. Oh, thank God. But here he is with the first version of Blast Off there. And he's okay. It's a pretty decent comparison. So there you have that. And looking underneath, it's essentially the same thing. There's a little bit of difference in this transformation as opposed to this one. Whereas, let's see if I can get him to stand up. So, if I can explain this really quickly, the shoulders on Blast Off here fold up like this. They're just on a little hinge right here that they just hinge upwards right here. Whereas on Dreadwind, the arms start here and they rock backwards and up. So that's a little bit of difference in transformation on those. But I think that I like this transformation better. So there is that. So what else do I got for comparisons? That's pretty much it for comparisons. I won't delve too much into it. Let's get him into robot mode and see what he looks like in robot mode, shall we? Something I just want to mention before I go into robot mode really quickly is the arm mode itself. Now, I don't know if this is just my figure or if anybody else is having this issue. If they do, let me know. Let me know how you resolve this. But the port right here for the hand, which this little chest thing turns into, is very, very loose. It's not even pegging in all the way. And I don't know if this is just my figure or if anybody else is having this issue, but I mean, it comes out really easily. But I'm not going to go over too much into the combine mode for these guys because these guys will never see combine mode. But I just wanted to know if anybody else is having this issue. So just let me know in the comment section down below. And now let's move on to the robot mode, shall we? So here we have Dreadwind in his robot mode. And really quickly, I like this figure. I like the way he looks. I like the way he transforms. But let's get into the details on this figure. Let's get in really closely on that head sculpt there. Let's bring in our little spudger pointer here. Clean them off a little bit. The head sculpt looks nice. I like the yellow eyes here. The little black outline looks really good. The white mouth guard, though, could have used a little bit of that black paint all throughout here to just kind of add some kind of depth to it, but it looks really good. Nice red paint on the chest area here. Nice silver paint here with a nice Tampa Graphs Decepticon logo. Looks really good. The arms are purple plastic here, and these bits are painted black, which look really good. I don't see any issues with those. And the waist piece, like right in the abdomen section here, is some nice silver paint and some teal paint on this gray plastic. Looks really good. And like I said earlier, you got some purple plastic down here with some painted gray plastic here with some silver paint up here. Looks really good. Some nice mold detail in the legs here. Now the official transformation has it with the wings out. I myself personally prefer the wings in. It just, to me, looks better. Don't know why, it just does. It's my figure. That's how I'm going to display him. So there is that. But let's just do that just for the sake of argument. So, moving right along, let's go over articulation. The head is on a swivel. Can do a full 360 around. Cannot look up, but if you utilize this joint for the combiner peg here, you can get him to look down or have him look up. The arms are on a swivel. Can do a full 360. And there's a hinge right here, so you can go out very far. And there is a bicep swivel here. On mine, the elbow joint, I don't know what it is. It's a very, 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 very soft ratchet. You can barely hear it, but there is a ratchet joint. But for some reason, this one, it's super loose and it likes to pop out. Only on this arm. This arm is fine. This arm just likes to pop out, but you do get a 9-degree bend at the elbow there and no wrist articulation whatsoever. There is a waist swivel here, and the hips are on ball joints. You can go forward very far, you can go back pretty good, you can go out just about that far, just because the mold of the upper hip here kind of gets in the way. There is a swivel at the thigh right here. You do get a under 90-degree bend at the knee, and I'm just going to point out right here, like this kind of is why I also keep the wings in, because this has a tendency to pull apart on me. I don't know if it's just my figure, but see, it just pops out. So if I keep it like this, it just hides that gap right there. So I don't know what it is with this figure, but I've had that issue. I have this issue where this just doesn't like to stay pegged together here, where the joints connect up here. So that's just it. Moving around with articulation, no foot articulation whatsoever. So there is that. Moving on with the gimmick, you can take his little chest thing here. You have options for this. If you want, you can have him plug it into his arm here, and you can hold it as a shield. Just fold it up like that. He's got his little shield here, or what you're supposed to do with it is that there's a panel right here that you pop down. I'll just pop this off right here for now. And you take this, plug it in, bend it down. You don't have to bend the what will be the combiner thumbs in, but I kind of like it because I kind of think it adds to just the overall look of him. But then you take your little Power Master here, fold him up, plop him in, and there you have him like that. And that's what he's supposed to be. Why? I have no idea. That's the gimmick. So there you go. So yeah, there's that. There's that. Plug that back in. You can take his weapon. He can hold his weapon in his hand. Like I said, it's a very tight fit, but he ain't letting go of that thing. It ain't going nowhere. It's a nice tight fit. So that is it for that. Now let's get into some comparisons, shall we? Let's just bring in some. Here's Power Master. And here's the Pretender Shell Skullgrin. And let's see if he can, before I move on to the rest of the comparisons, let's just get him in his weapon mode here. Very simply, bloop, bloop, blorp, zerp. And can he hold a weapon? Oh. I might have to file his hands a little bit because that's a really tight fit, but of course I picked the bad elbow, but he can hold it like a champ. Stays in very securely. I mean, with Skullgrin chopping action, but no. So yeah, there's that. Throw him off to the side. All right, let's get into the rest of the comparisons. Here he is just with some Legend Scales figures. Here he is with Combiner Wars Blackout, Titan's Return, Wingspan, and here he is with Scrapnel. Let's give you an idea what they all looked like together. And here he is with some other deluxes. Here he is with Combiner Wars Blastoff. And here he is with Combiner Wars Vortex. And they scale pretty good. It's about the same height. And here he is with another deluxe figure I have in the Power of the Primes line. Here he is with Swoop. So, there you have that for comparison. So yeah, that'll about do it for that. Final thoughts on the figure. I do like it. I just don't understand why we have to get another combiner, but that's just me. I know a lot of people have that same philosophy, and I just don't understand why we have to if they didn't go with the combiner gimmick. Like, even these guys can become limbs, and I know it's all connected and everything like that, but if we got rid of this and just had a section carved out like this in the figure so we could just plop him in like that, I think that would be better in my opinion. But I understand why Hasbro is doing the combiner things. Power Masters, Titan Masters, it's all connected. It's all the same. I get it. This is just a preference of mine. If we could just get a little port, like get rid of the combiner peg, redo the midsection, pop him right in there with a little part, and we'll be happy, scrappy. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about this line. But again, I do like the figure, and I do know we're getting the other plane. His name is escaping me. I think it's Stormwing. Yeah, Stormwing, Blackwing. That's it. We're getting Blackwing coming up shortly in either the next wave or the wave after that, and these two will combine together in jet mode. So I'm happy about that. What do you think of this figure? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Leave a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. All that information will be in the description down below. This is S.L.B, and this has been my review of Transformers Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Dreadwind. Excuse me, and I burped. And this is S.L.B saying, my childhood hates me.